From Arcade1Up to show us their latest fun goodies. We like basically turned the CNET stage into an arcade, and I love that.
It's an arcade. It's a fun arcade.
Scott, you've made a lot of arcade machines that are smaller to the normal scale, about 3/4 the size.
Right.
We've covered them over the years, but never have you done a pinball machine.
Yeah, it's
so
pretty cool.
let's talk about this, baby.
So we're really excited about this. This is our first entry into the digital pinball space, and it's based on the same premise as Arcade1Up did with our arcades, meaning that we're taking something that's like a $5,000 experience in some of those digital pinballs and making that for home use that's $600 in sub.
Yeah, for anyone who's not familiar, these machines are roughly $300, $400.
Yeah.
An actual arcade machine, we're talking $3,000, $4,000 or more, right?
Correct. And
okay.
so this is a way for somebody to go in and actually get their pinball machine. In this case, we're talking about Mars Attack from Mars, and it'll have a series of different games that are loaded on it. Have 10 different games. It has what's called haptic feedback. So when you're playing it,
oh, wait. Let's jump in, Jeff. We got
try
Jeff
it?
on here because Jeff is our super pinball nerd. Fan.
You can say nerd. That's fine.
All right, so it's just ready to start up.
so you
Just ready
push
to
the
go.
button right there.
I'm gonna get my mic to hear the sounds.
There you go.
Oh wow. So can I like shake it and have it do?
Yeah,
what
you'll actually feel real tilt on it. And that haptic feedback, your eye starts to actually feel like you're looking at a real ball that's moving. I mean, it's a truly immersive, incredible experience. And like I said, the trick for us is being able to take that, and we have terrific content. One of the ways we're able to do this is partnering up with a company called Zen Studios.
Now, what's kind of hard to see at home is that they have a screen here that kind of looks 3D in the art, at least, So how did you pull this off? Is this just a regular display, but the art is three-dimensional?
So what happens is that this is truly an art form, right? The development of the game itself is a major art form. So what I started to say is working with a company called Zen Studios. They are the premier content developer in this space, and so partnering with them and one of our largest screen suppliers, they were able to work together through a mechanical standpoint and actually create that imaging, so you get that true immersive experience. And that's what you're seeing happening right now. It actually feels like you're playing a mechanical machine,
It's
right?
wild. Like the haptic feedback is kind of as close to the real thing as I could think. It's pretty wild. I'm trying to get a feel for actually tilting, and I haven't had a situation yet.
It will have tilt in there, have the haptic feedback in there.
works.
And what's really cool is I don't know if a lot of people know this, but pinball machines are actually storytelling. Right, a lot of people think that you go up and you play a pinball and it's you're just kind of knocking around with balls. I didn't realize it, but there's storytelling that's going on here. So as this is happening, the storytelling, each one of these screens is shifting and changing, just like you would experience in one of our arcade machines.
This is one of the classics, right?
Yeah, this is a true classic.
This is right.
This is
a top 10 machine.
Yeah, it's top 10 machine. Top 10 machine.
But you also have another one at your booth over at South Hall, and we have some B-roll of that we can roll, I believe, where it's Star Wars.
It is Star Wars. Yes, it is.
And now, when it comes to your current 3/4 size machines, you're able to load more than one game up at once. But is there going to be more than one pinball game? How will it work?
So
and we're going to show some of the Star Wars right now.
So Star Wars. Listen, Star Wars. One of the best storytellers ever, right? And so in our Star Wars arcade machine, our first machine will be preloaded with 10 different Star Wars games. So you're actually going to be able to go on there, play 10 different versions, 10 different games that are all, again, developed from Zen Studios and in conjunction with Lucas.
So we're talking the old stuff and some 10 different all the movies. I see some Rey in there.
It's a little bit of the secret sauce that we haven't totally announced yet.
Okay.
But what I will tell you is it will people will be very, very, very excited, especially if you're a Star Wars enthusiast.
Okay.
There's some secret things in there that you're going to find in the games.
We got a lot of new devices, so it's not just these giant ones. You got these tiny guys too here.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me about these.
Okay, so these, I don't know if your camera's getting on this or not, but this is an entry-level price point. Let's see if we can start this.
This is like Frogger Coleco style.
Right. So originally in these small games, and there's other companies that do small games. Our point of difference, if we can get this going, is and
here,
you'll play
let me hold it up so your camera can see it a little bit better.
Of course, you got to see it when I die, but
well. I was going to ask you, Scott, like,
Yes.
I've seen a few other companies make this kind of size.
Right.
Why did you want to go in this space? You've been unique in being the larger ones. Now you want to go into something smaller, too.
Well, you said something really interesting. You said unique. Unique and authentic, and that's what we want to be here. So this is paying homage back to Coleco as a company. And Coleco was the first company that developed this small size format. So if you look at the case here, all of this styling is the original Coleco feeling. And so by doing that and then partnering up with our terrific partners like Konami and Bandai Namco and others, we're able to kind of deliver on both of those experiences. And then the second part of that is that as an Arcade1Up enthusiast myself, is that it allows others to get into the brand at a sub $50 price point.
I never played a video game while I interviewed someone, so that was pretty cool. All right. And this is not only just a tiny Atari, but a tiny Atari and a TV.
Yeah, this might be one of my favorite new things that we're working on, right? So this is
Here, why don't you take a controller?
Okay, right. So we call these the little micro consoles.
Okay.
And they are fantastic. So these are all different replicas. We're working in partnership with Coleco, Atari, Intellivision, some others as well. And we're actually replicating the actual consoles that were originally introduced. Every one of them will be preloaded with several games. They're actually really working joysticks.
So you would keep this on your desk as a fun show-off thing.
It's
definitely.
a great fun show-off, and it's just it's fun and it's different.
So
very different.
Let's talk about NBA Jam. This is an old school game, but it has a new school twist.
It is one of the best old school games with I think one of the coolest new school twists.
Okay, tell me.
Okay. That was good. So this is NBA Jam. We have been working on this for the better part of a year in our community. You know, one of the things that we like to think that we do really well is we listen to our fan community. So a lot of times we do polls and we say, you know, what do you want to see from us? What would you like to see come out? And time after time, NBA Jam was one of those. So in working with NBA and through the other organizations, this is the first time that we're doing NBA Jam arcade machine.
It's got the stay in school, original all the art on it.
It's
awesome.
all original stuff. Actually, when you go into the gaming, you'll see some interesting logos that are fun that you'll remember from the first time. It's a 4-player game. So if we opt in for an
jump
example,
in, Jeff.
right? So if you go player 1, there you go. Okay, and you're going to pick yours and just start it. Okay. You should jump right in.
When did this game originally come out? Roughly.
91, 92?
Yeah.
Something like that.
91, 92. Okay, so now, you're player 1, I'm 4. Let's see. And it's going to jump. There we go.
I'm going to put the mic up here so we can hear it.
So we're actually playing natively on the machine. Clearly, I'm a good three-point shooter. But what's really cool about this is, so where do you live, Jeff? You live in Jersey, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you and I are both Jersey guys. So if we had a machine right now, am I in? Can I fake it and say that I'm in?
Technical difficulties.
So if you,
there we go.
So right now, if you had number 2 is this guy. So right now, if you had this machine here and we had another one at your house in New Jersey, and your friend was at your house in New Jersey, he can actually find you through our leaderboards and everything else. Jump in and actually join us as a player right now.
What did it take to make that a modern take on this old title?
A lot of work.
Because you just made live on something that already existed. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we made live. That's the first time they've ever done an arcade version that's been live of NBA Jam, and it was our first forte through this development process. And in doing that, we partnered up with some just terrific people. And so when you say, what does it take? Great partnerships. And we like to say kind of powered by partnerships. Mm-hmm. And so we work with, the best of the best in the community.
Now, is this going to be at a different price point because of the live feature? Or what do I need to do as the consumer to make that work?
Well, so here's what's really cool. So other people I've heard have internet connected stuff. Ours is different. So ours, you go on, you play live. There's no monthly subscription fees. There's no time fees, nothing. You go and you play. So when you ask me how much more is it, 0. So it is a feature that we are building into the games that make sense, and NBA Jam was the first one to make sense for that.
What I think is interesting is that when you make an investment into having one of these in your home, you think, okay, how many times are going to play that one game? Right. But you really put a twist that refreshes it so it doesn't feel like something stale after a few months.
Yeah, and this has NBA Jam Tournament, and Hang Time. And each one of them has their very unique nuances to them that. Am I right, Jeff? Is it pretty on?
No, I mean, I definitely remember that feel of smashing down that turbo button.
Yeah, it's an incredible thing. And we like to say what we're trying to do is we bring back memories, right? So we're all here. We sell products. We make terrific products. We do things like that. But at the end of the day, like we're selling a memory, and it's been said. I think it was Maya Angelou, excuse me.
Yeah.
And what she said was, people will not remember you for what you said. People will not remember you for what you do. They will remember you for how you make them feel. And so that's a kind of cool thing. Like, I've had people come up to me and say to me, thank you so much. Thank you for what? Yeah. They said, you actually took me back to my childhood of simpler times. And so
we have those moments when we play with your past machines, like getting the Ninja Turtle machine out there.
Ninja Turtles, for sure. Right.
Well, there's one more we haven't gone over yet.
I love
giant
this.
Pac-Man joystick. This is not your typical arcade
This
machine.
is not your typical arcade machine. Okay, so this is in the arcade business and in the retail side of the space, there is what's called plug and play.
Okay.
And so plug and play is the idea here is that you take something, you run it into the old way was you would run it into your television set with an HDMI cord, and you'd play a very series of games on your television. So we decided, let's do a new twist on that. Right? How do we do something, to your point, that's unique and different with a play pattern that we know that makes a lot of sense? So we call this our jumbo joysticks and plug and play. These comes with HDMI, so there's no more cords. So you take this little HDMI, you plug it into your television.
And we plugged it in back here so we can get a chance to see it.
Is this set up? We can try this?
Oh, there it goes. Press start button.
So we're going to press the start button.
All right.
You're going to sit down.
All right.
Now, it is a prototype. This is a prototype, so be easy on Pac-Man, please.
Yes,
please be easy to Pac-Man.
All right, press start button.
Okay, and you are basically now playing Pac-Man.
This could be a funny family game. Yeah. I can see it's it's a little slow, but no,
it's very slow. In production, it'll work just like all the other plug and plays. It'll be grooved right.
No,
But it is amazing. The other thing that we're going to do is we'll have on the bottom here, we'll have a foot pedal so you can hold it down for the weighting.
I was going to say, because I'm going to get into this. And
right. You want to get into it.
Especially if you're like getting competitive with family,
Best part here, this is going to be built in with 20 different games. And this is
20 different games?
20 different games.
All that can use a joystick, though.
All using this joystick. Some of the best games that were out there from Namco. We're also doing an Atari version as well with Atari joystick, some others that will be released. And this is, in the $100 range retail price point. So all of a sudden, you have 10 friends over, you want to have a good time for the night, bring out your jumbo joystick partycade.
That's pretty
neat.
And
it's a fun way to do it.
So when are we going to see these things roughly? Is it all this year?
Yes, so NBA Jam will be out in time for Father's Day. We're in very limited quantity for Father's Day. And then we'll obviously have it out for fall. The same thing with the jumbo joysticks. Our digital pinball will be out for third quarter. As well as our little micros, and our Coleco consoles will be out in May.
Well, I also got to get to your booth to play that Star Wars one.
And one of the big ones that I didn't bring here is our burger.
Oh, that's right. Burger Time is another classic when you brought back.
So you're right. So we just announced it. We're doing a Burger Time classic, and that's a little different. We're actually selling that directly off our site, www.arcade1up.com, and you can go there and get all the information you'd like. And that's not going to be for retail. It's a limited edition collector series.
Oh, very cool. Thank you for joining us, Scott. This is a pretty fun segment.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for having me. This has been my pleasure.
Well, having a good time here.